Hey everyone, I am here with Richard Ashia, who's a 24-year-old photographer and a graphic artist from Accra, Ghana. He's going to be talking about his self-expression and experimenting in different styles and how he uses photography as a way to meet interesting people. So thank you for joining us, Richard.
So hi, my name is Richard Ashia, a 24-year-old photographer and graphic artist from Ghana. I grew up in Accra and then also grew up in Takoradi because as a child, we sometimes moved from Takoradi to Accra because of a few family problems. So part of me grew up in Accra and then part of me also grew up in Takoradi. But I spent most of my time here in Accra, most of my early education here, and then I went back to Takoradi to pursue my junior high school. Senior high school. That was when I decided to offer visual art because I really liked art. So I decided to offer visual art. I just felt a connection with art because I used to do a lot of paintings and drawings when I was a child. I started developing the love for art. So I decided to pursue it as a course back in secondary school. After senior high school, I came back to Accra to pursue my tertiary education. So I offered graphic designing in Radford University College here in Accra. So that was in 2016. So that was the same year I developed a passion for photography because I always used to get inspired by some photographers here in Ghana and some others from Africa and then some in the US as well.
How did you find them?
Oh, that was through social media. In 2016, I didn't have a camera back then. So I was using my phone to capture a few images. And then as I'm a bit of an observant person, so I just get to observe things around me and then process it in my head, and then I started creating images from them. So in 2016, they were not all that great, but I decided not to give up. So in 2017,
why did you decide not to give up?
Because it was something I wanted to do. It was something I wanted to do. Even if I try to give up, I always end up using my phone to take some pictures somewhere of something I saw or some ideas I had the day before. I just decided to keep creating and see if I'll get some good stuff to post. That it was just before I started. It was just about posting and getting people to like them. As time went on, I started getting myself into commercial photography. That was when I decided to pursue it as a full job. So I started doing photography in 2017. I got a camera from a friend and I started using that one.
You got it as a gift or you borrowed it?
Oh, I borrowed it. I borrowed it. It was cameras was expensive back then, so it's
still.
Yeah. So I was using a Samsung S4 back then, so that was what I was using but I still wasn't feeling comfortable shooting with the camera because I wasn't getting the angles. I wasn't too used to the camera, so I'll still go back to my phone. In 2018, I got a bit bored with the commercial photography because I wanted to be different and then find myself and what I wanted to do. That was when I decided to enter into conceptual and then fine art. But then I started to express myself with stories from my childhood and then a bit of Ghanaian culture. So one of the first images I captured was from one naming ceremony I went to. It was a Ghana naming ceremony. I've always been in Accra, but I've never seen anything like that because I knew if a new baby was born, they just do the christening and everything. But these people had a different tradition, and it was, I've been in Accra all my life, but I've never seen that kind of tradition. In this tradition, they put the baby on the floor, and then they pour water on his forehead. I was like, oh, these are some cool stuff people out there are supposed to see. So I took that picture and I posted it, and then to be honest, people really liked it. So I decided to take it a bit personal. That was when I started connecting with my childhood and then trying to express myself or tell stories with these kind of images. And then I had an incident where I almost drowned as a child. Growing up, it got me a bit closer to water instead of making me fear water. It got me a bit closer. So I started capturing.
Is that your personality? Like, are you usually, when you're scared of something, you like go closer to it? Because most people, they go away from something you're scared of.
No. It was just that. Of course, everyone, if you're scared of something, you just move away from it. But with this one, I got closer to it. It's a bit strange and weird, but I mean, I can't do away with it. So that was when I decided to telling stories like that. So it was later 2018, 2019 that I bought an iPhone. So I decided to start an official account. So after the baby picture, I started posting other stuff, and then the water thing came. People started loving it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So this can be my style, and then I see how people connect with these kind of images, and then why not just create, and then share images like that.
Can you give me an example of like a work? Have you done a work yet as a photographer?
Yeah, I have traditional weddings over here. So I get DMs on Instagram for people saying, oh, I like the way you shoot. I like your style of photography and how you think. So I would like you to photograph my traditional wedding in your style. It wasn't, to be honest, it wasn't really going on that well for me because I felt I wasn't being creative enough. To me, that's how I felt. I kept creating, but I felt I wasn't being creative enough. But I was invited to talk or present my works at a German embassy here.
Wow.
At the German, yeah. So at the
How'd
German
you get
embassy.
that?
Oh, a couple of friends. It was, a friend introduced me to this and introduced me to that. And then I got that opportunity. So after that opportunity, I realized it's something I love to do, and it's something I want to do to create positive impact with my images. And then from the talk of the presenting my works also made me realize that I don't have to give up on stuff like this. Although I was also, to be honest, I was still doing my commercial photography and all that because that pays better than it pays. I mean, it pays than the usual conceptual stuff. So
tell me about some of the conceptual stuff that you're interested in. How do you think about that for artists that want to try to do more conceptual work? Can you give them some tips?
To be honest, I get inspirations from music and sometimes books as well. And sometimes it's also from observation. There was one image where I shot a child playing in water because it rained that particular day. And then from church, I saw them playing. And then, to be honest, I crossed, and then I decided to stop the car and then get back to photograph that moment because I felt it was a special moment. It was before I decided to get down, I was in traffic. So I was just observing and looking at what they did, and then it clicked. It clicked and took me back to my childhood. The same incidents that almost made me drown because we were playing in water, and then I didn't know the path that I went to was deeper. So I went down there and then I fell inside a well. So that was when I got saved. So I felt a bit of connection just from observing. So that was when I decided to get down from the car, connect with these children, and then capture some images with my phone. To be honest, working as a photographer alone, I feel it's sometimes a bit depressing because sometimes you go on social media and then you expect to get likes and all your images trending and everything, but it's not that easy. So sometimes you reach out to create other creatives as well. You feel, oh, this guy is in my field, this guy in my field is in my field, and then we connect and then see if we can work together on something. So I also get ideas and then inspirations from these other guys as well.
What is like one collaboration that you've done?
I did this water collaboration with one guy called Frizzle. He's a close friend. We met on Instagram. So he came and then he was like, oh, cool. I like the way you take your pictures from this angle. It's almost closer to my style of photography. So let's work on something. So we just took a photography walk, searching for a nice location or somewhere to take these images. So it was like a couple of, so when he contacted me, we also called a couple of friends to join and then see if we can do more of a group collaborative kind of shoot. I used the iPhone editor combined with Lightroom mobile. I learned Lightroom because I was already doing photography. Sorry,
Did you just start practicing on your phone, or so it's mostly everything is mobile, basically?
Yeah, I started with my laptop. I was also already using it for my commercial photography, so it wasn't too much of work or too much of work transferring it from the laptop. I mean, transferring the knowledge from the laptop to the mobile.
Great. And what's next for you? What's like the next step in your career?
I'm hoping to dive more into documentaries because I feel that is an area where I can speak out well and also help out people. Because if you take topic like education and poverty, there's always someone out there who needs their stories heard or who needs help from other people. So hopefully with the coming or in the long run, I'm hoping to travel to Africa and then capture or focus on topics like, as I said, poverty, education, sanitation, and all that, and then throw shade on those topics, and then see how we can improve on those as well.
Well, I'm sure if you keep working on it, you will.
Thank you.
And I particularly like your use of colors.
Thank you.
They're awesome, and I think you said that you don't like to post that much, but I'm sure there's a lot that people would love to see. So I would encourage you to just add more of your experiences, and then also some of this information on the stories that like why things mean a certain way, and then that will of course attract. But as you said, like also meeting people and getting new opportunities through other people and collaboration is also a great way to grow your art. So I want to thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to watching you grow as an artist. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Christina.